Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I'm your host Josh. With me is Chris. We are back. We took a week off. I don't know how many weeks we took off. I feel like it's been forever. I feel like so much has happened in the wrestling world since then.
Yeah, this time of year, like this quarter of the year from like December through February is always super busy for us. Between the holidays, hockey games, life. We always got a lot going on this
Let me
time of
tell you
year.
guys, I missed last week's show because I went to a hockey game. By the way, and before we lose everyone, we are presented by the Finns Talk Sports Network. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter at Finns Talk Sports Network. Follow me on Twitter. I'm not there as much anymore. I've taken a little bit of break, a mental break from social media. Josh Kimmel, OUS, RTW Chris as well. Yeah, my Thursday night last week was spent watching the two greatest hockey players in the world, and no one talked about it on ESPN, not Twitter. Nobody wanted to bring up the two leading point scorers in the NHL faced off in Tampa Bay, one of the greatest franchises, one of the greatest dynasties of all time, the Lightning, versus the upcoming dynasty, the Colorado Avalanche. And the two greatest players in the NHL went head to head, and not one person freaking cared. Do you think I was missing that? If it was Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, we'd be going nuts. If it was LeBron versus some Giannis, or I don't know who was in the NBA, I have no freaking clue. They
I
would
don't
go
know anymore.
nuts. Nobody cares. But anyway,
Nope.
whatever. Lightning won, by the way. So
Yes.
let's get to wrestling. Let's get into some wrestling news and notes and some comments. We'll be talking about last week's episodes of Raw, SmackDown, AEW, as well as this week's. We have a lot to cover. We're going to go through The Rock, how Chris feels about Rock's heel turn. I know, Chris, you've turned heel as well. I don't know if you saw Triple H's comments when he opened the WWE show, talking about knowing the role. We're going to be talking about AEW and the demise, the continued downfall of AEW. It's getting worse and worse week after week after week. And we're also going to talk about Sting and Darby, Bucks. What else is on our list, Chris? I forgot. What's the last one?
Warlow.
Wardlow. Yes, your
Warlow.
favorite. Yes, gosh.
War dog.
So let's get right into it. Let's get into the top. Our thumbnail is actually Cody Rhodes and The Rock. I made this a very WWE-ish type show tonight because it's the hottest thing in wrestling. The Bloodline is actually relevant again. I don't know if you watched SmackDown. I don't know if you saw the promo. I'm sure you did. Are you loving this Rock? Is this the Rock you loved? Is this the Rock you grew up with? Your trailer trash piece or whatever? I don't know what he says.
Yeah, it's awesome. Listen, I've been trying to tell you for how many years have we been doing this podcast? Like we're on like year 3 now or something. Been trying to tell you that The Rock is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment still in 2024. This is great stuff. He's gotten so many more people invested in the storyline. You just said it yourself. The bloodline is revived thanks to The Rock.
He's The Rock. Listen, I'm glad Rock's on TV if he's doing this, but don't be everyone out there. Do not get this twisted. This was never the plan. This was never supposed to happen. It was supposed to be Rock versus Roman. They thought people were going to be happy and eat this stuff up. They did not. They resented it. Now they're getting a heel Rock, which we wanted, and it's awesome. But I will say this, the promo he laid out for us on SmackDown made 0 sense. 0 sense. They need to do better. If he's going to be heel Rock, he can't live off of you guys set the record for the greatest people of trailer trash park, white trash, but he can't do that all the time. His promos need to make sense, and it kind of didn't. He brought up the fact that, well, the San Francisco 49ers lost. They don't just cry and get a rematch. Then when the Utah Jazz lost to the Bulls, they didn't cry and get a rematch. I'm sorry. When did Cody cry? When did he beg for a rematch ever?
Yeah.
Throughout the entire year, when did that happen?
Yeah, no, it wasn't him. It was the Cody Crybabies.
Well,
That
even
were
then,
asking for
though,
the rematch.
he was talking about Cody not being a man.
Yeah,
Cody, after WrestleMania, had a feud with Brock. That sucked. Then he feuded with Dominic, which sucked. Then he feuded with Judgment Day for like it seemed like 6 months. Sucked. Then Cody feuded with Nakamura. Sucked. Honestly, all these feuds suck. Cody went through one of the worst years he could possibly have had in WWE, in my opinion. I think all those feuds were awful.
What about them made them so bad?
Okay,
Is it
the Brock
Go-
Lesnar situation. No explanation whatsoever. Brock never said, "This is why I attacked you, Cody." Never. Made no sense. No logic. Why did good guy Brock all of a sudden turn heel again for no reason? He hated Roman. He wanted Roman and Paul Heyman's demise. So why would he go and help them for no reason? Someone explain that to me. And then it went on forever. And then we had a no contest in one of those matches where somebody didn't give up or they gave up. I can't remember. Somebody got rolled up. Just bad matches overall. Okay? Awful.
Sounds pretty standard.
In the meantime, while Brock was on his mini vacations because he doesn't work every show, he was feuding with Dominic Mysterio. Again, why is your top babyface feuding with Dominic Mysterio when there's other people that he could have been feuding with in this time? Whatever. He got his win, moved on. Judgment Day. It was 3 months, 4 months of every single show being Judgment Day versus Cody and insert partner here.
Cody and friends.
Cody and Matt Riddle versus Judgment Day. Cody and Seth Rollins versus Judgment Day. Cody and Sami Zayn versus Cody and Kevin Owens. It was nonstop for 3 straight months. That was the main event. Look it up. Go to Cage Match. It was ridiculous. So that made people turn on Cody, honestly. And then since then, it was the Nakamura, another bad feud. Not because of the wrestling, because the wrestling was pretty good. It's because
I would think so between those two.
You turn Nakamura into this massive heel, going against Seth Rollins as his first feud. He loses like 3 matches in a row. Boom, credibility lost. Seriously. Going against Cody right away, you lose 3 more matches in a row. So why should I believe Nakamura is a massive heel that can actually threaten a babyface when he never wins a match? I don't think Nakamura's won a match since he's turned heel. I honestly don't think he has. I think he beat Sami Zayn a couple weeks ago. Yeah, he beat Sami Zayn a couple weeks ago.
Everyone beats Sami.
But that was a couple weeks ago. So that sucked. And then we get the Royal Rumble. He wins the Rumble. He comes out. He says what he says. Gives up his opportunity for no reason, no response, no explanation. Still to this day, we don't know why he gave it up. Still to this day. You know why? Because there was never a reason. Because they thought we were just going to eat this shit with a spoon and be happy and smile and go, well, we're getting Rocky and Roman.
Yeah.
There was no explanation yet because there never was one. It wasn't written down. There was no script for this. They had to improvise. So therefore,
they're just trying to change gears with no explanation. Just, hey, Rock is available. Rock and Roman. We're just going to change directions. No reason, no explanation.
Rock came in to save WrestleMania. All he did was try to ruin it, try to sabotage it. That's all he did. But I don't know whose this decision it was for him to turn heel. It was a great decision. It still doesn't make sense. Hey, I'm part of the bloodline. Roman's obviously the head of the table. But we want to wrestle each other. Why? Why would Roman want to wrestle Rock?
A family thing to prove who's head of the table. Who's the dominant one in the family?
You're the casual fan eating this shit with a spoon, which I understand. A lot of you guys are. I get it. But again, it makes no sense. He didn't want to give Jay. He didn't want to give Jay a title shot. He didn't want to give Jimmy a title shot. They're ooses, right? But why is Roman
they're not on his level? But they're not on his level. The Rock is on.
Who's the last person to pin Roman? Who's the last person to pin Roman?
Tell me. One of the Usos.
Jay Uso. But he didn't want to give Jay a title shot. But why is he okay with giving Rock a title shot? The whole thing makes no sense. Hey, what's up, Bobby? How you doing? Bobby, if you think this thing makes sense, please let me know, because none of this makes sense. Rock has ruined or tried to ruin WrestleMania since day one. Luckily, Triple H is here to save the day, or Paul Triple H Levesque, or whatever they call him nowadays. Did you see that promo?
I saw bits and pieces of it, yeah.
Know your role.
But you're saying,
jabroni.
Saying, someone in the back needs to know their role and this and that.
They don't care what seat you sit at.
Exactly. But again, The Rock has pumped a ton of excitement into WrestleMania. You can't deny that. You were on this show saying how you just didn't care about Cody and Roman at WrestleMania. You're like, I don't care. I'm not invested. And then The Rock came around, and then all this stuff, and you're like, now I'm invested. So even if it wasn't intentional, he still got people invested. He made you feel, which is the most important thing in wrestling, right?
He did. He made me feel. There's not many people in wrestling right now that make me feel because MJF is out.
Nope.
Adam Copeland has just fell off the face of the planet. Bryan Danielson, no idea what his idea of professional wrestling. I guess he was a lunatic this entire time because that sucks. There's no one in wrestling that really makes me feel. I guess Rock does.
Yep.
I guess Rock does. But good.
He does.
I'm glad he's back. WrestleMania is saved. What do you think about a 2-night? They're talking about this tag team match. I think it's lame.
Yeah. I don't care about that match. It's just going to be kind of just on the card. Unless something, maybe it's probably just a setup for the main event the next night, right? But it almost feels, if they're going to make that the main event, I almost feel like that's a wasted slot where you could have put someone else.
And who's going to eat the pin? You pin Cody, he looks weak going into face Roman. You pin Seth, he's the world champion.
It'll probably be Seth.
God, you're pinning the world champion. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but who else? Unless Cody pins Roman.
Cody pins Rock.
Have Cody pin Roman. That way you feel like there's a chance that he can do it again the next night.
Possibly. I mean, I don't hate that.
I could see them doing that. Like that's the finish there is Cody pins Roman, and then there's all this talk of, can he do it again now that the title's on the line, now that it's one-on-one, he doesn't have Seth's help or anything, or there's nothing else going on. That's probably your finish for night one.
I don't think there's a tag team match coming. I think that's a waste. I think it's uncreative, ungood. I think we just leave it with Seth versus Drew, have Drew go over, leave it with Roman and Cody, have Cody go over. Now, what do you think about, because there's been subtle hints of Rock turning face, turning on Roman, helping Cody win the title. Would you think that devalues Cody's win in the long run? Because then again, Rock is stealing the spotlight once again.
Yeah, if he has help from literally anyone, that's going to devalue it. He needs to, the whole thing is about this whole finish the story, overcoming all these obstacles. We talked about this when Cody first moved over. People thought he was going to win right away. You were the first to say, no, he's not. He's got to build to it. It wouldn't be a good story if he just came over, instantly won. Like, that would be boring. So he needs to overcome all these obstacles. And if The Rock just somehow assists him with the win, does he sneak into the ring while the ref's not looking and hits Roman with the rock bottom? Absolutely. That would devalue the whole thing. I would want The Rock to stay heel. And now all these people all the time, the bloodline gets in the way. It would make for a good finish to see, like normal, here comes the same old thing. You have all the Usos and everyone else coming out to try and interfere and help Roman keep his title, but he overcomes every single one of them and then goes on to pin Roman. That's, if they're going to do it, that's how they should do it. Not with The Rock's help. It would look so much better if he did it what everyone else couldn't do, which is against the whole bloodline. Now you have bloodline plus Rock. And if he's the first one to conquer all of them together, that would make the wins feel that much better.
It would. Before I get to you, Anthony, I want to say this about the promo before I forget, before everything. If Rock does turn babyface at WrestleMania, I think it'll be a disaster. I'll say that right away. The only way he could help Cody and not devalue it a little bit is if Solo gets in there and is about to thumb Cody, and then Rock stops him, gives him a rock bottom or whatever he has to do for Cody to give Roman a crossroads and win. Rock can't touch Roman. Rock can't touch Cody. Rock can only touch the goons. That's the only way it would happen. But that would be such a bad, in my opinion, bad decision. I think Rock needs to stay heel. I think Rock needs to lead into the bloodline thing. And what are we seeing on television? We're seeing Rock right there in the front and Roman's kind of in the back. I can definitely see Rock staying heel, getting Jimmy, getting Solo on his side. Roman's now left out on the cold. By default, he turns babyface. Now Roman that's all they've ever wanted, was Roman to be the king babyface of the company.
Yeah, that's what they wanted all these years ago.
Next WrestleMania, we have Rock with his bloodline, and then we just have Roman trying to overcome those odds as a babyface. I think that would make for good television, because what do we want? We want heel Rocky. We want more him telling fat girls to shut up in the front row. We love this kind of Rock. This is the Rock that we grew up on, telling people that he'll knock the herpes off his lips. That was hilarious. But let's get to Anthony's question, the first one. Seth did say, I will be your Shield at WrestleMania. I don't think they're going to try to revive the Shield in any form. I think this was just a callback to obviously the Shield for new viewers or casual viewers. And basically Seth saying, hey, I got your back, which may set up a tag team match down the line. I don't think the tag team match happens at WrestleMania. But Anthony also says he doesn't think he's going to turn babyface, though. I think what's going to happen is Jacob Fatu debut at some point, and the bloodline turns on Paul Heyman, The Rock, taking over the role of the wise man. I don't know if Rock's going to be on TV that much. I don't know. After WrestleMania, we'll get a clearer picture on all this. It's definitely interesting. It's way more interesting than what's happening on the other company. Way more. I'm not even joking. Even the Gunther storylines trump everything that AEW is doing right now. There is some bad wrestling in WWE. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm sure you've seen the Maxine Dupree highlights, or lowlights, as you'd say. Probably worse than her versus Madison Rayne would be the greatest match.
Triple threat with Eve Marie.
There was a spot. There was a battle royal, by the way, which was one of the worst battle royals in Raw history, of the women. The winner gets into the elimination chamber. It was supposed to be Jade. She was on the cover. She was in the picture, but they took her out and they put in Raquel Rodriguez, whatever you call her. I don't know. She was Gonzalez somewhere. She was Rodriguez somewhere. Who knows what her name is anymore? She won the thing, but that's not what I want to talk about. Maxine Dupree was in the corner at some point. Somebody threw a fist at somebody else, and Maxine reacted like she was the one getting hit. It was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. Oh. She is the worst.
Jeez.
What are your Anthony? What are your thoughts on Braun Breaker signing with SmackDown? Do you think that was going to happen, or do you feel like he would have done better on Raw? Listen, Braun Breaker was going to be great wherever he goes. I definitely think you need more heels. He's a heel right now. No, I don't know what he is, because he's with Corbin. You don't watch NXT, Chris. He's in a tag team with Baron Corbin. They just won the Dusty Tag Team Championship tournament. I don't watch NXT anymore. I don't know much about Braun Breaker, but what I've seen is he's explosive. He's awesome. I prefer him as a heel, and I think SmackDown needs more heels on that show, because if Roman's taking a long extended time off, you're going to have Cody babyface, Randy Orton babyface, LA Knight babyface. AJ Styles is kind of heel, so that's good. You need someone else to, fill in the heel role, because they're lacking on heels over there.
Yeah.
One more question from Anthony. Chris, and by the way, Chris knows nothing about WWE. He doesn't watch it. What do you guys think will happen with the storyline with Legado and Santos against the LWO? I don't care. I just want Zelina Vega to wear what she wore in the Battle Royale. That's all I care about. If Zelina Vega can wear that outfit every single night, we're good to go. Seriously, we're good to go. But I do like Legado. I do like what they're doing over there. It's cool. I'm glad Andrade did not go to SmackDown. I'm glad Andrade is away from the LWO and Legado. I'm glad Andrade is on Raw, and he is known as Andrade El Idolo. He kept his name. If you didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know. Well, that's good for him. That way maybe he can be featured over there rather than thrown in the mix of a stable.
He was always called El Idolo anyway as a nickname, but now it's actually his name.
Good. Well, hopefully he'll get his chance to shine over there, because he needs it. I mean, he definitely deserves it. So
he's already had more TV time in the past 2 weeks than I think he's had. Well, Oh no, he was in the Continental Classic. My bad. But all he's done is video packages so far. Like
Video packages and interviews in the stairwell.
that
Remember that when that was like his thing for a few weeks? Like his crew was like, we're gonna go
oh,
back to Andrade
I
and his
forgot about
crew, and
Matt Hardy's.
they're just like hanging out in the stairwell. I'm like, why was this an interview spot? This is the worst interview spot I've ever seen in wrestling.
That went on for weeks. They're like, hey, let's find the
Yes.
darkest, dumbest stairwell. Let's go stand
Plain,
by it.
just nothing there, no context, like no light, nothing. Just here you go. We just happened they were going down the stairs. We were coming up. We figured we hit them with an interview. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're here now.
I will say this I know Braun Breaker is Rick Steiner's son. I get that. Looks like him. I'm excited for him. I really am. I'm excited for Braun Breaker. We need new talent. We need new talent in WWE. We need more. We need these NXT call-ups need to happen. Tiffany Stratton got called up. She's a new woman, big thing. She sucks.
What about the Raw after Mania? Is it going to be good this year, Josh? Am I going to be highly disappointed like I was last year?
Vince
what
is gone,
was probably
man.
the worst episode of Raw I've ever seen in my life.
Vince is gone. Vince is gone, so we'll be doing good things.
Do you think it'll feel like an old school Raw after Mania? Like I think super exciting call ups, lots of good stuff happening.
We'll get call ups. Well, we're getting call ups now. Like we've had Jade, we've had Braun, we've had Tiffany Stratton. So we're getting call ups.
Mm-hmm.
I think we make it some surprises, maybe set up a big feud. Maybe I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm more excited for this year's after Mania than I am actually Mania this year.
Yeah.
I am. But
it'll be like the official start of the Triple H era, right?
I mean, we're already in the Triple H era, thankfully.
We're kind of there, but he's kind of finishing some Vince stuff, right? Now he'll get to start this. That's why I said this will be like the start of his time now. Like official, this will be his first full calendar year heading into next year's Mania.
Braun Breaker, by the way, is a carbon copy of Scott. No, Braun Breaker is his own guy. He's different, but I mean this in a good way. Scott was great. Rick was great, but I think Braun could be better. And I mean that in the nicest, like the best way possible, because I think Braun has superstar written all over him. They just need to give him a chance, and they will.
Yeah.
But I hope you watch AEW, Anthony, because we're going to shift over to AEW. We spent 23 minutes on WWE. 23 minutes. That's longer than Chris gives it a shot on Monday nights and Friday nights.
Listen, I'm watching a little more each week. All right, it's getting there.
It's getting better. There. It's getting there. But we are going to shift to some big business, some AEW news, because there are some things going on over there. I don't know. Honestly, this week I didn't even watch it. It's hard. I tweeted this out a week ago. It's so hard for me to admit, but AEW is beyond bad. It's almost unwatchable. It's almost like where I say, Chris, should I even watch tonight's episode? Today I said, I texted you, should I watch the episode? You're like, no, it's kind of, the first match was good. And other than that,
no,
nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. Yeah. Nothing's going to change.
And what's so frustrating to me is like every once in a while they put together these shows, they'll hype them up and they'll be a really good show. I'm like, but why can't you, like, you know how to do it. It's not that you don't know how to put on a good show. It's just now, I don't know. They really spoiled us in the beginning. In 2019, 2020, and 2021, they really spoiled us with banger episodes week in and week out and week in and week out. And now
it's stories.
Yes, really good story. That's what they were, long-term booking. That's what we used to always say about them, because they had such good stories and little Easter eggs and things over here that you had to watch every week. It was appointment television, because if not, you would miss a little something that happened, even if it was subtle. And now it's just like there isn't much of a story with a lot of it. There isn't much of a story. And Anthony, it's just like it's skippable a lot of times, and it's disappointing that it's so skippable now.
And Anthony in the chat's like, what's up with Tony's obsession with the big announcements? Yes, that's how he draws viewers in. But guess what? I look at the ratings every single week 15-minute blocks. I look at all 8 segments. That announcement lost viewers because we're over it. We're over his stupid announcements. We're over his stupid things, guys. We're over you treating your professional wrestlers, your employees, as fucking action figures in your little stupid little mind. Oh, I'm gonna have C-Mill Mexican wrestlers and nobody knows wrestle the BCC just because I want to see it. We don't know who they are. I don't know who these C-Mill, I don't know who they are. And neither does Chris, neither does Anthony, neither does Joe Blow, neither does nobody. I don't even think John Moxley knows who these people are, and he's wrestling against them.
Yeah.
The hell? Where's Miro's opportunity? We've been saying this forever.
Yeah.
We get to
he's
see
actually on your he's actually on your roster. Why is he not wrestling?
Why is Madison Rayne wrestling a match? Why?
That's a great question.
Why am I turning on Collision and half the people on Collision they're just jobbers or nobodies? What's going on? I watched Rampage the other night. Yes, I watched Rampage.
Really?
Because I wanted to see Sammy Guevara kill Jeff Hardy. I wanted to see that train wreck.
Yeah, I heard about that. I saw the clip.
Yeah, I watched the match. Jeff should have never continued the match. But before that, what is it? What am I watching, Tony? What am I watching? Now, ever since this whole devil thing, the devil group, they were built up. It was a top story. When they debuted at the pay-per-view and they had their promo afterwards, what have they done since? I forgot they were a group until yesterday.
No. They disappeared. They completely disappeared. I don't know how you go from being a focal point of the top story to here's your payoff, your debut, to you disappeared back into the abyss where you came from. As quickly as you showed up, you disappeared again.
Can you see the comments, by the way? Can you see these comments? And this is Anthony made a great comment that I have never thought of. We got spoiled because of Thunderdome era and Vince's bad writing and bad production, bad everything. So if both things are bad, but one's a little bit better, like AEW was it really good this whole time? Or was it just bad? And then we just had no other option. I'm just asking you.
My personal opinion, it was good back then.
I think so too.
It was genuinely, I get what he's saying, and that could be a thing there where if you have two bad products, but one slightly better, then does it feel like it's a lot better? But I genuinely feel like I genuinely enjoyed watching wrestling. Like I was looking forward to it every week. And now I don't like, I usually break it up now. I'll be honest, on Wednesday nights when I watch it, I usually watch from 8 until 9, maybe 9:15. And then, because like that's as much as I want to watch. I'm like, at that point, I'm kind of like getting disinterested now. And then I will come home on lunch Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon. I'll watch like another 15 to 20 minutes. And then I go back to work, and then I come home and I watch the last little bit of it. Like I'm struggling to sit through 2 hours of it anymore.
So I'll get to you, Anthony, because I want to touch on your point. You're not wrong there. I have become a picker and chooser of what I want to watch on Dynamite. That being so, on Wednesday nights, usually hockey's on. Usually hockey's on TNT. The game of the night, or the Lightning are playing, or whoever. I'll be watching hockey. I'll turn over to AEW and I'll see Orange Cassidy coming out. I'm going right back to hockey. If I see Sky Blue come out, depends on what she's wearing, I'll go right back to hockey.
If she's Sky Blue or Sky Black.
Yeah. If FTR comes out, I'm sticking with FTR. You know, you guys get what I'm saying? Like
do you just check in about every 15 minutes, every quarter hour segment? Mm-hmm. Is that when you check in? Okay.
Yeah. So I want to see what's going on. So if I did watch live last night, which I did not, I would have watched the entire opening match. Would have watched the entire thing. And then I think I would have switch back over to hockey because I'm like, it can't get better than this. Like, it can't go up from here. There's no way.
Yeah.
But then I would have switched back to try to find the Bucks and Sting and Darby because I'm invested in that story. And I would, if I would have seen Wardlow do his promo, I think I would have stayed around for that.
It was good.
But other than that, I've seen the results. I've read it online. There was nothing about this show that made me think, man, I missed a good show.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So, real quick on the Wardlow one, I did want to touch on that one. His promo, like, it seemed, you know,
Before we get there, I'm going to ask you this question because I don't want to lose this. If you could replace Wheeler Yuta, the BCC, with a young female on the AEW roster, who would you put in the group? So Wheeler's got to be gone in the BCC. He wants a young female in the BCC.
A young female?
Is that your question? Am I reading this wrong? Josh and Chris, if you guys have a chance to replace Wheeler in the BCC, who would it be with and what young? Oh, he wants us to say, who would you replace Wheeler with, which is easy. I would Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
And then,
absolutely.
And then a young female, someone, oh man, that's difficult because their women wrestlers are ungood.
So does it have to fit storyline wise, or is it just literally anybody?
Anybody. I mean, Thunder Rosa would probably fit the best because she's like has that badass personality.
Yeah, but they're about good wrestling though.
Yeah, she's not a good wrestler. Dang.
So that's the only reason why she wouldn't. Yeah, her personality, her gimmick, whatever. But they're about really good technical wrestling and everything.
He thinks I'm misinterpreting the question. What I'm asking is, what young male wrestler would you replace Wheeler with? Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, Daniel Garcia.
And what young female wrestler would you guys add to the BCC? Got it. I got it. So Daniel Garcia is who I'd put in easily. And the woman wrestler, that's tough. Statlander. She could be serious. Get her away from the freaking losers and the best friends and get Statlander over there. That'd be pretty cool. She's doing nothing right now. She's doing nothing. Shocking, by the way.
Yeah.
Why did Mercedes? I'm not going to get into Mercedes tonight, but why did she choose AEW? Anna Jay.
What about your favorite female wrestler, Sheeta?
No, Sheeta can go.
She would fit over there.
She sucks. She can get released. She can be gone.
The only thing you didn't like about her was that she didn't appear for whenever you started tuning in because she was stuck because of COVID. And you've never forgiven her for that.
The world champion showed up like one time. She's the nobody complained about that, but they complained about Roman.
Because of COVID. She couldn't travel.
Cody Rhodes missed one show and they stripped him of the TNT title. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, come on.
We know now it's contract reasons. He wasn't signed. We know that now. He was not signed. That's why they stripped him. They didn't know if he was going to stay or leave or drop the title to Sammy. So they did. By the way, Tony Khan's a lot more like Vince than all of you people want to admit. Brett didn't want to lose his title before he went to WCW. What did they do? They screwed Brett.
No, Brett screwed Brett.
Cody was leaving. Tony knew.
He
just stripped him. He said, no, you can't defend it. We're just stripping you. That's exactly what happened.
I got one for you for the female. Serena Deeb. That's the one.
All right, Serena did, but she's not young. She's like 50 years old.
No, but that's the female wise.
But he wanted a young talent, so I gave my Chris Statlander.
There you go. So anyway, Wardlow and his Wardlow, his promo, it felt like it was like there was some just character, like there was some truth that he's talking about, whenever I beat, MJF or whatever, there was supposed to be a rocket strapped to my back. But what I didn't realize is that the rocket was turned upside down. And instead of shooting me up to the moon, it's just shot me into the bigger hole or whatever. And like, he seemed like he was genuinely pissed off. Like, I felt like I could feel that a little bit there. Like there was a little truth to this, a little personal something in here. And he's like, I beat the guy that's supposedly the best in the world. Making a reference to CM Punk. And he's like, I beat him so badly that he's still falling apart to this day. So we reference him getting hurt. And he's like, and then I beat the guy that's supposed to be better than everyone. And we know it. And this, that, and the other. And so he's talking about like, I beat all these top guys, but like, what am I even doing right now? He's like, he's like, look at me. He's like looking at himself up on the Jumbotron. He's like, look at me. I look like a world champion. I've beat all the people. And so he's just like pissed off. And I'm like, seems like he's being serious right now rather than being some goof off, Jake Hager off to the side kind of a deal. So I'm like, I like this promo for him, but I hope it isn't the same thing. And I'm not going to expect it to be any more than the same thing, which is he'll get hot for 2 or 3 weeks and then they'll push him to the back and he'll cool off again. I hope that's not the case, but until they show me that they can do otherwise, that's what I'm going to expect out of this.
I just don't know where we go from here because we already saw Joe and Wardlow. It wasn't good. It was very underwhelming. Ended up with Wardlow getting a bad haircut, and I don't remember who won the feud. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So let's say Hangman walks out with the title, which I would prefer. I want Hangman to win at Revolution. That's what I want. Yeah. Oh yeah. I want EVP Bucks holding the tag team championships, and I want heel Page, and I want the heel Hung Bucks with the titles. I want the heel Hung Bucks with all the gold. That would be so much fun. You got the EVPs with the tag teams. They're the top of their division, and you have their best friend, Adam Page, as their world champion. Come on, man. Come on. That's like old school Kenny Omega vibes when he was a champion. That's pretty good. That's back when it was good.
That was like the best. That was the best.
That's back when it was good. Now Swerve winning the title. Okay, let's say Swerve wins it. Is Wardlow just gonna beat Swerve right away? This is a lose-lose situation for everyone involved because Wardlow's saying, I'm a world champion. I beat all these guys. He can't lose his next title shot. He can't. He cannot lose his next title shot.
Yeah.
If Swerve wins the title, he can't lose it in 3 months. If Hangman wins it, he can't lose it in 3 months. So that just tells me Joe's keeping the title and Wardlow's going to take it off of Joe. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. I would think that they would. Yeah, I don't know. Him getting involved in the title right now, the title picture right now is just bad timing. Like you said, it's not good because nobody wins in that scenario. I would rather them go the route of Hangman. Probably like you said, Hangman, because it's always about the pursuit. Because I want to see Swerve win. That's where I want. But I want the pursuit there. And this is his beginning of his pursuit for the title here. I don't want him to get it right away. I want him to keep going, keep winning some feuds, keep his eye on the prize. And eventually I want Swerve to win. Like, I'm a huge Swerve fan right now. He's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite right now in AEW. But I want to see a good story there, what we've been lacking. And I'm hoping that they can tell that with him.
Then again, that makes Wardlow's promo last night completely useless, pointless, meaningless. Because if Page and Swerve are wrapped up for 6 months in a feud, however long it's going to be, how long do we have to wait till then Swerve wins it from Hangman? And then what? Swerve's just going to drop. No, this whole thing is muddied up. There's too many. There's not enough superstars, like as in like mega stars, and too many people like Wardlow, Joe, who are great. Love them all. But there's no like face of the company anymore. There's no Cody Rhodes. There's no Kenny Omega.
Cody, no Kenny, no Bryan Danielson. Like you're missing your big people. I think we've all cooled off on Moxley a bit.
He's the worst. He's the worst wrestler in the history of the world.
So clearly we've cooled off on him. So yeah, they are lacking that superstar face of the company.
How about this? Joe keeps the title. Hook beats Joe on Dynamite after Revolution. Joe Hook down and Wardlow wins it.
Wins the title off Hook? No.
If they give Hook the title now,
no.
I quit watching. I'll quit watching.
It's not his time.
If Hook gets it before Orange Cassidy, which I thought had a better shot of winning the title recently, I mean, I don't know. I like Hook. I really do like Hook.
Hook's not main championship.
But Hook hasn't beat anybody. He's beat nobody. There's nobody, there's no notable person that he's beat that I could think of. Put Hook in a program with Orange Cassidy. I know that they're friends, but Hook is a heel, man. Hook should be a heel. He should not be a babyface. I don't like this. He comes in there with a heel look, gives disrespect, doesn't show his face, turns his back on him with disrespect as a heel. He's a heel.
Yeah.
AEW is the company where we all cheer heels and we boo baby faces. That's why Hangman turned heel and Swerve freaking broke into this man's house.
And we're cheering for him. We love him.
He tried to suffocate his baby with a t-shirt. We don't even know where the wife was at the time, the mom. Swerve was a bad dude.
Yeah.
But we love him.
We love him. Push him to the moon.
We're all like, Joe's gonna kill you. Joe. He's a massive heel, but we're all, Joe. It's AEW, man. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I'm happy,
We
man.
love our heels.
I love heel. I've been loving heels all my life. And Hangman's more interesting as a heel.
Yeah.
Hangman, this is the best Hangman we've ever seen, in my opinion. I didn't like drunk, sad, depressed Hangman. I didn't like Dark Order Hangman. I like this Hangman. I'm into this Hangman.
He's really had a lot of characters. Whenever you start putting him out there.
Not characters, just phases, eras. Yeah. He's the T Swift of AEW. That's what he is.
And right now he's in his heel era.
He's in his heel era, and I'm down for it. We're all down for it. Oh boy, Wardlow. All right. Well, what I'm saying is Hook wins the title on Dynamite after Revolution, but Joe beats him up down to the. See, that's the thing. We saw Hook get dominated. This like a month ago. This ain't the movies. This ain't Rocky 2, where he just gets dominated and all of a sudden he just does a training montage and he can hang with him. No, the dude got beat down. Didn't even have a shot.
Yeah.
I can't believe he would beat Joe. I think Joe retains. Then we see Joe versus Wardlow eventually. Hopefully Joe wins, because I don't want Wardlow with the title. I don't. That stable they have over there with Adam Cole, the Devil Group, dead. They're completely dead.
Yeah.
I do not care whatsoever about them. Not even close.
No.
What are your thoughts on my comment about Moxley? What did you say about Moxley? He's the worst wrestler in the world. All right, here we go. Here it is, Chris. You ready to read this? I'll let you read it. He's not going to read it. That's a little bit harsh, Josh.
I was
Moxley is the worst wrestler in the world. He's just this generation of Terry Funk, Mick Foley. They weren't great wrestlers. They were brawlers. Jon Moxley. Let me tell you something, Anthony. I love you, by the way. Thanks for the support. Mick Foley never took a brain buster and an elbow drop, rolled out of the ring, stood up on his feet, walked over to one of the Young Bucks and said, "Hey, we're going to do this spot next." Moxley doesn't sell.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. There's been many times where people are throwing elbows at him, and I understand the whole gimmick of strong style, elbow. Now you hit me, elbow. I'm not talking about that spot. I've seen a spot where he's been brainbustered, elbow dropped. He rolls out of the ring to his feet, walks over to Matt Jackson like nothing happened, and whispers into his ear in front of everybody. Not even laying down. Jon Moxley's the worst wrestler in the world. And it's not even close. Now, yes, he's a brawler and he does crazy stuff. I understand. But the fact that he doesn't sell, the fact that he just blades in front of anybody, doesn't care, the way he calls spots in the ring, you can hear him say it. Watch Botchamania. It's caught every single time. Jon Moxley is a bad professional wrestler. Good entertainer, though.
Yep.
Bad wrestler. You're never going to change my mind, Anthony. You can be honest. You can accuse the Bucks of not selling anything. Listen, the Bucks aren't wrestlers either. They're trapeze. They're literally, they're performers as well. I love the Bucks though, so you're never going to hear me say anything bad about the Bucks. Moving on to the Bucks. Man, we're deep into the show.
We are.
But it's okay. I'm liking it. I'm enjoying talking about the wrestling because the wrestling's been so good, except for AEW. They had a segment last night. I want to talk real quick about last week. All Friends Wrestling. All Friends Wrestling, as Darby said. He got the crowd to chant Cody.
Yep.
Now, if you were just, I don't know, let's say in management or anywhere in that company, How would you feel if one of your coworkers is like, or one of your employees is literally talking shit and it's real life about your company? Oh, you're just the California crew. There's a better EVP out there that hired me, and he ain't here anymore. And it's not Kenny. Like, you were just openly telling everyone, we suck. This company sucks. I hate it here. Pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that makes air. I don't understand how you can have one of your top baby faces bury your own company right there. It makes no sense. It just bugged me so much.
Yeah. I was surprised that got cleared. If it did get cleared, unless he went out and did it, but I mean, he was back on the air again this week, so he didn't get punished. Yeah, it was a bit surprising to see him bashing the company and having, like you said, the crowd chanting Cody's name, who left to go to WWE. Like,
could you
I don't
imagine?
know. I guess they were just really trying to. He was trying to really build up the Bucks as heels in this feud. That's what he was aiming for. Maybe he missed the spot a little bit on it, but that's what he was trying for.
It could have went a better way. He could have not mentioned any kind of Cody reference. He could have just mentioned, you guys looked at me, you passed on me for Peter Avalon, for Brandon Cutler. He could have said all this stuff. Like, that's fine. I don't mind that because they're all, because they're jobbers. They're legitimate jobbers. I couldn't believe you passed on me. It took somebody, all he had to say was, it took somebody with an eye for talent to finally, sign me. And I'm thankful every day. Blah, 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 blah. He didn't have to say,
reference who it was. Yeah.
Exactly. It could have been Tony Khan for all we know. Could have been anyone else. Could have been QT Marshall. We don't know.
Someone else in the back that we don't even know about.
Could have been Jim Ross because he was there in the beginning. Could have been anybody. But we all know it's Cody. That was a disaster. Nothing really happened. Now, let's fast forward to this week. I didn't watch, so it's up to you to tell me what the hell happened. Did anything progress? Were they wearing the suits again with the blood? Oh, they
changed their suits. Finally, they finally got some new clothes. They're now in all black.
Okay,
so they're doing the typical, heel or your bad guy in a movie, driving the black cars and the black suits and whatever. So they finally changed. They were just kind of pushing that promo again. It was a good promo. I liked it, but it was nothing groundbreaking either, So it was just basically him telling him that they were making a mistake, trying to, like, the Young Bucks are making a mistake for even trying to have this match or whatever, and they're going to beat him up and, the same stuff. But it was good though. I mean, I don't know how to kind of say it because it kind of sounds like I'm bashing it. Like, it's the same, but it was good delivery. I'm more invested in the match. Let me put it that way. It was good.
I know, because you're actually going to buy this pay-per-view.
I'm going to try, man. I decided I'm going to try
March 3rd.
Yeah, next Sunday.
Next Sunday, yeah.
2 Sundays from now.
Are we off work Monday? Is the 4th?
No.
March 4th a holiday?
They've abandoned the whole thinking of Saturday night pay-per-views and Sunday only before holidays.
Yo, their pay-per-views go to like 1 a.m.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
This sucks.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why they got rid of the Saturday night pay-per-views. Like, they need to go back to those.
Listen, Anthony, this is the last time this is the last time I'm talking Moxley. The guy sucks. He's digressed. He's regressed. I'm not saying the Bucks don't sell either. Listen, they have their flaws. Everyone has their flaws. But nobody gets more praise than Jon Moxley for being such a bad professional wrestler. That's all I'm saying. He's a great entertainer. I love his promo skills. I think he's good on the mic. I just don't like the way he wrestles anymore. It's progressively getting worse and worse and worse. I don't know what else to tell you. It's just not my style, but you like it, and that's okay. To me, he's the worst wrestler in the world. And there might be worse ones, right? Indie wrestlers, but the worst one I see on television weekly It's him. And I can't think of a second worst person. I mean, I can think of a woman, but I'm not going to call out Madison Rain or.
Like you just did.
I'm not going to call out.
You didn't see that yet, did you? From last night,
What?
Madison Rain.
No, I didn't watch the match.
Okay, I'm gonna make you at least watch that spot.
Okay, I'll watch.
I'm gonna
some
find
Madison
it
Rain stuff
because I know we're about to wrap up. So I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna send it to you.
I can't wait to watch Madison Rain. And thank all of you people for watching us. We're here every single Thursday night, except for 229. I will be at the Lightning game and they're playing the Sabres
next week.
So next week.
Yep.
We might, if we can schedule this out, Chris, maybe we can come Friday. I know that last Thursday it was last second because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have season tickets. I had no idea I had a game until that day. But this time I do know. Next Thursday, I will not be here. I'll be at Amalie Arena watching the Lightning play hockey against the Buffalo Sabres. So we might be here next Friday.
I could probably do Friday, but we'll talk about it.
We'll talk
Friday
about
is fine this time.
We'll talk about it. But all right, follow us on Finns Talk Sports Network on YouTube, Twitter. Make sure you drop a like. Chris, I just got your text. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to watch the spot. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Kimmel LUS. I play Pokemon Go now, by the way. So if you want to, yeah, I'm back. We're back. We're back, baby.
We're doing that again.
I've been doing. Listen, I'm level 40. I've been doing it the whole time. I never quit, but now I'm like back. Like I'm walking routes. I'm out there catching Snorlaxes. I'm doing the whole thing. Me and Mitch or Raiden. Anyway, so if you ever want to be a Pokemon Go friend, just let me know. I need friends. I have no friends. I don't want to tell people I play this game, Chris. I'm at the gym, by the way, today. I'm at the gym today. I'm on the leg press. Like, I'm on the leg press, and then I get up, and I pick up my phone, and I'm catching a freaking Bulbasaur, and some giant jack guy just walks behind me, and I heard him go, psh. I don't need to be judged by this.
Probably because it's just Bulbasaur. It's not Venusaur.
You're probably right. He's like, rookie. I catch the evolved versions. I'm catching those starters.
That one's not even swole.
Anyway, we'll be back not next week, but possibly Friday. Make sure you keep up to date. I'll keep you guys up to date. Thank you again for watching. Hit that like button on the way out. Till next week, Chris, do you have anything to say?
Go Team Red on Pokemon Go.
You're Team Red? I'm also Team Red. Team Valor, baby.